Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video was highly requested by you guys just for my updated everyday feel pretty kind of makeup, and this has been it lately. It's a little bit more makeup than I would normally wear on an everyday basis, but I feel like I really want to take advantage of the spare time I have before the baby comes to really enjoy doing my makeup and taking my time doing my makeup, so that's what I've been doing. Quickly before I start, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, starting with base, I did use the tan lotion stuff from Charlotte Tilbury. I'll just put a picture of it here. It comes like white with beads in it, and then you just put it on your face and it gives you a nice tan, just because I have put a tan on my body, so I need to match my face to my body. For my foundation, I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics CC Cream in the shade Medium, and I'm going to put it on this Unicorn Cosmetics brush. I've been using a brush lately, mostly because I haven't really cleaned my beauty blender. And also I wanted to try this brush out because it looked really nice and I like how it blends out my foundation. It's a little bit small. I wish it was a little bit bigger just to quicken the foundation process. But yeah, nonetheless I do like it. It's one of those days where I feel like there's a hair on my face and I cannot see it, but I just feel like there's a hair right here and it's so annoying and so itchy, and I can't find a hair. Oh, I hate that feeling. For concealer, I am taking the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and this is also in the shade Medium. Like I mentioned in the Products I'm Loving video, I just preferred the medium shade over the light one just because the light just had some weird undertones that I don't think was very complimentary for my skin color. So we're just going to put this under our eyes and wherever I want to brighten up a little bit. That was a lot. Shouldn't have put that much. Whoops. I'm actually going to an event tonight, so I guess a little bit more is better just to make it last. Don't know why I'm holding that because I don't normally use a brush. With this concealer, I actually prefer to use my fingers. I think it just looks a lot more natural applied that way, but I also don't mind using it with my beauty sponge. But with the brush, I just think it looks a little bit too heavy, especially under my eyes. Now to set all of this, I'm using an old favorite. I forgot I even had this, but I use it all the time. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder in the shade Medium. Like, I've already hit pan on this and I completely forgot I had it because a bunch of you were actually recommending this powder because I was asking what setting powder I should get next, and I forgot I even had this, so we are going to use this. But I do want to try out a new one, so leave your suggestions for some setting powders that have a little bit of coverage, not like enough to be a foundation on its own, but a little bit of coverage just to set my makeup. And yeah, I clearly like this one, so anything similar to that. Now to add a little bit of definition and contour, I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Blush Glow. So this one has the blush instead of the highlighter. I'm obsessed with this blush and have been wearing it so much lately, but we are going to take the bronzer side, which is one of my favorite colors for contouring, and I'm just going to put this in all of the areas I would typically contour. So underneath these cheekbones to make them look a little bit more defined and less chubby, because I've definitely gained a lot of weight in my face since being pregnant. Has anyone else felt that? I have some friends that like literally are only holding like in the belly, like they have like a perfect little round belly, and I'm just gained 25 pounds, if you can believe it already. It means the baby's growing, but I'm definitely growing a lot more. Yeah, it's crazy how much I've already gained considering my stomach's not that big yet, so I still have to grow a lot more, which is like, if I'm already 25 pounds at 25 weeks, I could definitely hit 50 or 60 pounds by the end of this pregnancy. But honestly, I'm happy as long as she's growing healthy and she's happy, then I'm good. So now that we have contour on, I want to add a little bit of bronzer. So I'm taking my Becca Capri Coast bronzer. This is one of my favorite shades for a nice bronze color. Has a little bit of shimmer in it, not enough to be noticeable, but it's definitely, it like mimics your skin with a sheen rather than just being flat like a contour color. So I'm just going to put this above my contour shade and blend it right into it. Now for blush and highlight, I've been obsessing over more of a pinky glow just to give a healthy, fresh vibe to the skin. So I've been mixing these two blushes. The first one is from NARS and the shade is Impassioned, and it's a really pretty pastel pink color. And then this one is from Tarte, and it's the birthday shade that you get with Sephora, and the color is Party. And then on top of that, for highlighter, I have been using this Laura Geller highlighter in the shade Charming Pink. Okay, that's gonna be it for skin. It's just really girly and fresh, and it just looks really healthy. Like the pink tones just brighten up your face and make it look really glowy and healthy. I'm gonna move on to brows now, and I'm using this Galactic medium brow pencil. My biggest thing is I have to like elongate my brows because I feel like they just aren't the longest for my face, if that makes sense. So I just wanna bring out the tail of my brow to the end of my eye just so that it complements it a little bit more and frames my face better. So as you can see, it's not a massive difference, but it definitely does just bring a little bit more proportion to my face. Now, as of lately, I've been obsessing over the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown, I believe. Yeah, and this just keeps my brows in place but adds a little bit of color to them. It just kind of deepens them up a little bit just because I do have a blonder strand in my brow, and this just makes them more visible. Like you can see the hairs a lot more, so I'm just lightly running this through all of my hair. It just gives definition to the brows, especially in the front section. So I don't like to fill out my brows with a pencil in the front section. I like to use this guy, and it just really shows off all of my brow hairs. Now for eyeshadow, I normally don't wear eyeshadow on an everyday basis, but I am going to take a little bit of the shade, I don't think it has individual shades, but it's the Dolce Vita palette from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to take the lightest shade, which is a really pretty pearly kind of pink shade, and I'm just going to pop it in the inner corner of my eyes to brighten them up, and also on my brow bone. Now, since we are going to do a winged liner, I have been doing a little bit of a background shade for my winged liner. So what that means is I've been taking an eyeshadow and just smudging it in the areas that I normally put my winged liner, just so it creates a little bit of a fade and a little pop of color behind the winged liner. So I'm going to take that maroon shade in the same palette and lightly dip my brush in it. And then I'm just going to wiggle my brush right in the areas I create a winged liner, like a cat eye, so that this is our background shade. Really blending that shade to make it look seamless and just like a pop of color behind the cat eye. Now to create my cat eye, I've been using the Lancome Monsieur Big marker, and this takes a little bit of getting used to because it honestly does look like a marker. So I'm going to use the fatter side on my lash line, and I'm only going to do it halfway, and then I'm going to flip it sideways so it's a little bit thinner and create the flick. I'm also just going to bring it in a little bit so it's connected, but I want most of the height in the center and outer corner, and then flicking it out to a smaller feline flick. So that is definitely a little bit more of a thicker line than I would have hoped, but you get the point. I wanted it to be a little bit shorter of a flick, but thicker of a line, if that makes sense. It just makes your eyes look nice and awake and a little bit bigger than they are. Moving on to mascara, I'm using my favorite mascara at the moment, which is the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. It is so good, you guys, and so affordable, so go check it out. But I'm going to just do a quick coat because we are going to add lashes. Obviously on an everyday basis I wouldn't wear lashes, but since I am going to an event tonight, I am going to pop them on, so feel free to leave this part out. So that's only one coat of mascara, so I'm going to quickly put on my lashes and I'll be right back. While my lashes are drying, I'm going to move on to my lips. I've been loving lip gloss lately, but for liner, old favorite, my MAC Whirl liner. And the lip gloss I'm wearing is Buxom Dolly Lip Gloss. It also plumps your lips as well, and it's just such a beautiful mauve clear shade. Now to finish off our eyes, normally I would wear like a brown liner on my lower lash line, but since our winged liner is a little bit thicker and so black, I'm actually going to use my Whirl liner, which you guys have seen me do so many times before. It brings the look together. It's something different, but it's not as harsh as a dark brown. So just how I use my blush as a blending shade for my eyeshadow, I'm going to use a little bit of my lip liner on my lower lash line. So that is it for my Feel Pretty Everyday Makeup for November. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!